Welcome back, everyone who have still been rocking with me. All right, I ground myself fully in my body and in this moment. I call my awareness back to me, all of it, gently and completely. I speak only what is true for me, and I release any need to be received, interpreted, or understood beyond that. May my words carry clarity without distortion. May my presence remain whole. And may anything not aligned with honesty, respect, and coherence fall away on its own. No thing attaches to me that is not mine. No thing leaves me that belongs to me. I speak from center. I remain intact. Only love lives here. Only things that may be accepted will be from the divine and her will directly and of all things. May all others that depict projections in inert woo, and all of those negative things will go. Woo, my goodness. I feel like I have returned. I'm going to keep this just coming from exactly where I am now. Some things been going on. Woo! Some things been going on up in this. As an update, I'm currently still in a transitional space and all of that. So I want to share some things that I have been learning with navigating through this whole thing in a nutshell. All right, the environment and awareness. When you're in transitional spaces, places where people are moving through survival, stress, or uncertainty, there's a lot happening beneath the surface. Emotions, intentions, projections. Not everything is visible, but it's felt. You will feel these things. I want to be clear. Awareness doesn't mean paranoia. Awareness means knowing where you are, knowing yourself, and staying internally coherent. Right. I can say I am so much stronger. All right. I've been I'm not going to say things a bit loosely, but this is just a whole new me here. No more managing, right? Where we get into that space of feeling like we have to manage others' emotions or keep the peace, even though I am very peaceful. But, right, when you are seen as the one who is not just willingly wanting to accept the chaos that is around you, right? Then a lot of things can get misconstrued and fast, quick, okay? So a reminder, how you think in how you roll, others are not going to think the same way or roll just like that. Okay. All right. But we're learning how to keep that peace in other ways. Okay. Mm. For me, spirituality has always been about internal practices. How I keep my mind clear, my body grounded, and my energy clean. Not in a dramatic way, in a practical way. Discernment is noticing when something is off without turning it into a story. You don't have to accuse, you don't have to react, you just register and adjust. In these things, environments, walls, um, what feeds these energetic cords and uh, people being attracted to you, right? But it's not real. It's just narratives that they want to hold about someone or a person um, in their mind to attempt whether fraud, whether control, or just simply to say, that they're using you in some sort of way. And this is where awareness comes in. Okay. And of course, boundaries. There are moments that remind you why boundaries matter, why softness needs protection, why gentleness isn't something you leave exposed in unstable environments. That doesn't make you hard, it makes you wise. Right? It means you learn to contain what's sacred instead of offering it everywhere. Okay? And they are aware when you are different. So whether that shows up in someone just completely wanting to waste your time, and it shows up in different methods. Whether the closeness archetype, they just want to be under you or close or talk about nothing, hoping anything would stick to just prolong that energetic cord. Now, I don't have all of these things written down, excuse me. So some things will be just said aloud however it comes. A part of me just like, I'm fed up, but another part of me is like, okay. We're past the lesson part here, right? When you get to a point to where you have learned everything that you needed to learn in this particular space. So I have been taking some time to integrate. And I've realized there has been certain things that that you can do to make you feel all of the good things, all of the good emotions to really come in. And what led me to creating this today is simply from the fact that I cleaned up today, right? Moved some things around. And it's like I can feel and see a new pathway opening up, all right? So this is going to be recognition of what one has been through, and how they have actually shown up to be able to see themselves in a new light on the other side. Okay? And it's beautiful. So I feel with so much gratitude. I am thankful, so thankful, so thankful for each and every one of you guys out there. Okay? Remember, I speak from a place of experience, observations, and of course, what my higher self directly needs me to share in a given moment, do, speaketh, and just be. Projection in silence. When people are overwhelmed internally, they often project. Sometimes that shows up as gossip, assumptions, or distorted narratives. So, for someone, you may think when it comes to these certain acts and behaviors, it is actually coming from a fragmented and distorted place. So, no, they are not stronger than you or really doing anything except for displacing or wanting to displace someone else out of their own internal power. Okay? So it is best to steer clear of that, because that ties into your lower frequencies at play, distortions, and what's going on. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And here's the truth. You don't have to correct every misunderstanding. Silence, neutrality, and consistency speak louder than defense ever could. Not responding is not weakness, it's containment. And it has been feeling amazing around here when I no longer shared everything that's on my mind. I no longer share all of my ideas, or even just be providing many ideas for others, right? Just more of containing and reserving one's energy. Okay. All right. The body as the anchor. One thing I've noticed is how much the body holds the line. When I shower consistently, or when you dress up with intention, or even just putting things away and bringing order to your space, the clarity comes, the holding of a higher magnitude to be able to hold higher energies that is furthering you into alignment. Okay? So these things are not superficial. That's embodiment. Your body is the first boundary. When you inhabit it fully, a lot of external noises loses its grip. I used to think that if I wasn't constantly expressing or posting, something was wrong. But I've learned the difference between a block and integration. integrating, your lessons and other things, it's more on a quiet basis. So I went through a period of just, instead of outward expressing and all of that, a lot of things have been more on an inward basis, like less overthinking, more doing. But truthfully, it looked like stagnation. So I question it a lot, you know. Um, and then I had to realize this silence is actually the push that one needs to that way move forward without looking back, if that makes sense. So it's more on a quiet, it's real quiet. And it can easily make one think that they are not going anywhere, because we mistaken productivity or just having to get up and go as actually the footlining or basis to getting to where we need to be. So these moments of that solitude and quiet are needed, okay? It's organizing, it's choosing clean nourishment mentally, emotionally, spiritually, without compromise. Sometimes growth looks like less output and more coherence. Okay? If you're in a season where things feel sharper, louder, or more apparent, it doesn't mean you're under attack. It may mean you're becoming whole. You're becoming more whole. Excuse me. Clarity changes what you tolerate. Order changes what you invite. And you don't need to fight anything to stay aligned. You just need to stay present. Everyone, it's been such a while since showing up. And for a minute, I had the same thoughts like, I'm not really showing up how I thought I would. Right? And no, it has not been easy, especially when the things that you do is more on a grounding basis. But it's important not to allow anywhere that you do not want to be to ground you, for you to feel like you're stuck. So protect your softness, protect your innocence. Okay. Anybody else's unprocessed energy, thoughts, and everything else, stress, is not your responsibility. And to break these cords a lot quicker is to remain neutral and do not give it a reaction. Now, of course, there'll be some moments where it's like, again, but neutrality helps things push further away that is not for you a lot quicker. So instead of using words like blocked or someone is doing this, I really shifted my own mindset into what is actually being prepared for me or for you that is now opening up. Okay. Clarity changes what you tolerate, and order changes what you invite. Thank you, everyone. I am Kimray L. Here, showcasing what it looks like, right, from moment to moment.